recyclable. Woo, say that 5 times fast. Hello my friends, how are you? Welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be doing a what's for dinner video. And real quick before we get to the cooking, I did want to mention that a lot of the products that I am going to be using in today's video, I got from my last Thrive Market haul that I got a couple of weeks ago. So if you haven't seen that grocery haul, I'll leave it down below for you. And thank you to Thrive Market for sponsoring today's video. Thrive Market is basically an online grocery store, and they specialize in specialty ingredients. So if you are on a particular diet, maybe you want to eat paleo or keto, you're gluten-free, or you want to eat Whole30, it is so easy to sort by those diet options, and then everything that's available will show up for you, and it's really easy to pick whatever you want and add it to your cart. And if you want to branch out and try some of the other items, they have beauty care, makeup. I know my friend Jen is a huge fan of some of their makeup items. They have home cleaning products and even baby items for you. So as we go through the cooking of this video, I will show you all of the ingredients that I purchased from Thrive Market, which is great for me because I live in a small area and it's really hard for me to find specialty ingredients, and I don't have to put on pants and it just arrives right at my front door. If you guys sign up down below, they're gonna give you a free gift and 25% off of your first order. Yes, there is a membership fee to join, but if you do the annual membership, it's only $5 a month. If you sign up and within the first 30 days you decide you completely hate it and you don't like the options, you can cancel at no risk to you, and they will refund you 100%. And for every paid membership, they gift a free membership to a family in need, veterans, firefighters, and police officers. I have always gotten my order within 2 days, and I live in the middle of nowhere. Everything is packaged perfectly. I have never had an issue with chips being crunched or glass jars breaking. Never. Everything comes safely wrapped, perfect condition. All of the packaging is recyclable. All of the recipes I am using in today's video will be linked down below in the doobly-doo for you, along with the link to sign up for Thrive Market to get a free gift and 25% off your first order. So don't forget to check that out as well today. Thanks again to Thrive Market, and let's get cooking. So tonight for dinner, we're having pizza. It's a crowd pleaser. It's a win no matter what. Right here, I have a Sam's Club pre-frozen, individually wrapped pizza crust. You can pick these up in bulk at the deli counter, and it is sitting on top of a pizza pan. It's got holes in the bottom so the crust gets nice and crispy. I've had this for a really long time, but you can get these on Amazon. I also have a second one on a cast iron pizza pan. These are now thawed enough that I can cook them. They're quite soft at this point. And pizza is so dang easy. You can get the kids in here, they can build their own, but we're basically gonna do pizza sauce, some pepperoni and bacon, some pepperoncinis, and cheese. For my pizza sauce, I am using this brand that I picked up from Thrive Market earlier in the month. And I'll be using these pepperoncinis, which I picked up from a previous month from Thrive Market. It was just sitting in my pantry. So let's get to work. If you don't think that's one of the most sexiest things you've ever seen, we cannot be friends. One of my favorite things to do is to cook a spicy sausage, as my regular viewers well know, and I figured why not mix it with some tomatoes, some Parmesan cheese, and pasta, and make a spicy sausage dish for dinner this night. So I took the chorizo out of the casings. I'm adding some onions and garlic right here. I'm mashing them up with my meat masher. I picked this up at the dollar store, but if I find one on Amazon, I'll link it below. Whoa. For salt. Orecchiette. Am I close? Orecchiette. I can't roll the R very well, but I know it's not a CH. I've been practicing. I got everybody's messages. I want to say it right. Orecchiette. It's close, right? It's close. Why can I not open this? What's the matter with these scissors? I tried to buy another bag of these on my Thrive Market order I was putting in today. They're totally sold out. So if you see it on Thrive Market and it's available, get it, because apparently it sells out all the time. So here we go. Love that noise. They're cheering for us. This is one ingredient. Wheat. Organic durum wheat semolina. That's it. Flour and water, and that's it. There's no eggs in that? Crazy. Time to add tomatoes to the sauce. Ow! My chorizo is about done, and I have the onions and garlic in there. So 2 cups of cherry tomatoes, about a half a cup of chicken broth or stock or whatever. I'm just using that guy because I have them. I want to use them up. We got to get rid of them. There we go. It'll crunch up in there. Let that simmer just a little bit. That's all for now. I just want to wait until these tomatoes are cooked and all of this comes together while my pasta cooks, and we'll add some cheese at the end. Okay, here comes the pasta. A little bit of Parmesan cheese. You can grate your own. I just have this pre-grated fresh one, mostly because the store I was at didn't have a fresh block that didn't cost $30. About a half a cup or so of cheese. Stir all that together. If it feels a little thick to you, you can just add some of your pasta water that you used. This does feel a little thick to me, so maybe a little pinch of the pasta water. This combines everything I love into one pot. Cheese, tomatoes, I love tomatoes, a spicy sausage, and carb. All of this makes me very, very happy. And because this pasta is so thick, it can actually sit in here for a little while and the pasta won't become overcooked. So this is a great one to kind of make ahead if you wanted to meal prep it or something like that. And also, you have these like little cups of spicy sausage and sauce. Taste test. Oh, lost it. That is fabulous. Now let me show you what you can serve on the side. It's so easy to serve pasta with a salad on the side, and I have some steamed up broccoli over here as well. Something I like to do sometimes is mix the broccoli in with the pasta. The kids are more likely to eat it when it's covered with delicious sauce. I hope you'll try this recipe. It was really, really tasty. This is gonna be such an easy dinner. We are using this sauce that I picked up in my box before. I have a 9x13 glass pan. I found a half an onion in my refrigerator, so I just chopped that up. And this is 2 pounds of chicken breast. Bone-in chicken would be better, but I had it out and it was thawed, so I wanted to use it. Chopped up into kind of bite-sized pieces. And we're basically going to dump this all over everything and stick it in the oven for 45 minutes to an hour while I cook up some rice and any other vegetable sides that you want. Couscous would also be good. You could do some pita bread, naan bread, whatever. I will put some foil over the top of this so it doesn't dry out too much. Okay. I am putting this in at 400 degrees. I'll check back with you in 45 minutes. Is that too full? It'll be fine. Probably should take some out. It's kind of full. There, that's better. A Moroccan dish. Which rice is the correct rice? I don't know. Is it basmati or is it jasmine? I'm leaning towards this one. Is that wrong? I'm sure if I'm wrong, you'll tell me in the comments. Let's cook up some of this in Mr. Instant Pot. The way I put this together is I made kind of a rice bowl out of it. So I put the basmati rice at the bottom of this very large bowl, threw some veggies around the side, and then topped it with the chicken. This was so good. I even packaged up 1 or 2 little bowls of it in a meal prep container and took it over to my mom's house so she could have some nice easy lunches. This was a huge hit all around. And I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that I like basmati rice better than jasmine rice. Don't come at me. Next up, I have a little snack going on. One of my favorite things is peanut butter toast. Like, it's so basic and dumb, but I love it. So I have this Fix and Fogg chocolate peanut butter that you guys were so excited to see when I got my last box because it came from your area. It's New Zealand, right? Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but oh my gosh, so delicious. And do you guys like my new hair color? It's fun, right? Can you guess what it is? Inspired by these. And I had many of you in my last video when I got these in my Thrive box tell me that they are commonly used in pasta fagioli. Am I saying that? Even close to right. In my research into what it is, it's a bean and pasta dish that was developed basically from the peasant community. It was a cheap dish, which is great. It's some of my favorite ones to eat. Red beans and rice, gumbo, chicken pot pie, chicken and dumplings. All of these things are very similar to this. I scoured the internet for recipe inspiration because I don't even know what's supposed to go in this. I've never ordered it in a restaurant and I don't know what it tastes like authentically. This recipe is not gonna have any meat in it, but I have seen people use like ground beef or ground sausage for this before. But I do wanna make it a touch spicy, so we're gonna add some spice. So let's chop some veggies and get going. Big soup pot here on the stove, and I am going to start with some olive oil right here, and we're gonna saute our veggies. It is the way we start every soup around here, and one of my favorite things to do. Here's all my veggies here. I like dishes like this because it's kind of like a clean out the fridge. You know, find all your sad looking veggies, chop them all up, and let's make an actual dinner out of them. I love it. So saute until it's soft and transparent. I typically do not add salt at this point, but if you want to, that's your prerogative. If you know, you know. It's time to add our vegetable broth, which I'm gonna do water. And I have this Better Than Bouillon vegetable base. I just keep it in my fridge. It's 1 teaspoon per cup, so I need about 4 teaspoons there. I'll get that in. Some pureed tomatoes. I had half a can of crushed tomatoes in the freezer. We can get these out. I love that. And they'll thaw right in here. It's okay if they're frozen. At least hopefully it's okay if they're frozen. I will use this Italian seasoning just because I have a lot of it, but if not, you can use basil and oregano, maybe a teaspoon-ish. I promise that's a teaspoon. It just spread out a lot. Sometimes I get comments about like, I put in a 1/4 cup and I didn't, I promise. It just spread out a lot. I want it a little spicy, so I'm gonna add some crushed red pepper flakes, a healthy amount. These are homemade, they're actually really easy to do. This is about half a teaspoon right here. So all you do to make these is you take jalapenos from your garden, you let them dry on your counter. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks. They'll turn red in the process, and then puree them in a food processor or something, and you're done. And we haven't salted it yet, remember, so we do need to add a good amount of salt, at least a teaspoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half, and we'll come back and taste that later. Last step now is the beans. So I'm using 2 cans of these beans. I bought them because they were so pretty, but apparently when they're cooked, they don't look like that anymore. So I did drain them, and this is what they look like drained. They look a lot like pinto beans, a lot, except maybe floofier and creamier. These are all gonna go in here as well. And just simmer this until it all comes together, 20 to 30 minutes. Then we will taste for salt, add the pasta, and the cheese. And if you have a rind of Parmesan cheese, this is the perfect application. I don't happen to have one of those, so I'm gonna use just regular Parmesan cheese, but if you have one and you save them, this is what you use them for. I just added 2 more cups of water and about 1.25 cups of dried pasta. You can't even see it in there anymore. I know you're supposed to use a different kind of pasta, but I didn't have that. So today we're using mini penne. Oh, there you go. There it is. So I'm gonna cook this until the pasta is cooked, then taste for salt and add some cheese. Okay, my pasta is cooked now. You can kind of see right there. And time to add the cheese because cheese is life. So this is about, actually I don't know how much that was. 1/3 cup, 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. I want it to melt in here. Then we will taste for salt. Actually, let's just taste for salt right now. And if you haven't preheated your oven for one of these bacon go, like tossed in bacon go loaves of bread, you do that right now. So this is the Italian flavor. We're gonna throw that in and enjoy some nice hot crusty bread with our soup, which is perfect on a snowy cold day. I am tasting the soup now. So I'm gonna get, I don't know, a bean, a piece of pasta, some of the broth. But I also don't want to burn my mouth. The tomato is a little acidic. I think I need some sugar. I'm gonna do like a tablespoon of sugar just to cut the acid. And I don't think it's spicy at all. So I'm gonna add some more crushed red pepper flakes. It doesn't like have that bite that I wanted. So I did another 1/4 teaspoon, maybe a little more. I don't really measure. I just like put it in until it looks good. So let's get that stirred in. I feel like the salt's really good, just not as spicy as I wanted. There we go. That's really good. It's kind of like a spicy vegetable soup, like tomato vegetable soup with pasta and beans in it. I like it. So now I just need to wait for my bread to cook and then it's time to eat. I think we should end this video the way we started it, and that's with a pizza. I do have one raw pizza dough crust from Sam's Club that I picked up at the deli, and today we are going to use this lemon artichoke pesto that I picked up from my box. This could go on all kinds of stuff. You can put it on pasta, you can eat it with crackers, but let me tell you what, if you're not using pesto as a sauce for your pizza, it is time to expand your horizons. So this is going to be our sauce, and we're gonna top this with chicken, Parmesan cheese, and mozzarella, and it's going to be absolutely incredible. Your mind is going to be blown. So the next time you do pizza night at your house, you know, yeah, do the standard tomato sauce with some pepperoni, but maybe branch out a little bit, get a pesto, a fancy flavored pesto like this. You could get a regular basil pesto, try Alfredo sauce as your sauce on the pizza. I've even done a couple of videos where I made a sauce out of pureed white beans and lemon juice and rosemary, and it is delicious. I also do that one with chicken. This is gonna be so amazing, and make sure you get it all the way to those edges because you don't wanna be that person that just leaves the crust all over your plate, right? Dave, I'm not saying my husband does that, but he might do that. And then I eat his crust for him because listen, the crust, pizza crust, it's just bread. And I'm a big fan of bread. You know, carbs for life. There we go, chicken's coming up next. Here comes the chicken. I just seared this on a pan with some salt and pepper on the chicken. That's about it. This is a little less than a pound, maybe 10 ounces. Now the cheese. Okay, this is just some shredded mozzarella. Make sure you get those edges, my friends. A little bit of shredded Parmesan as well. Let's stick this in the oven for about 15 minutes and dinner's on the table. 15 minutes later, we have the completed pizza. It smells delicious. As you can see, we had some absolutely delicious meals over the last week, all thanks to Thrive Market and some of the fun ingredients they were able to send my way. So one more time, all of the recipes will be down below. Make sure to go check those out at your convenience. And first link in the box below, you'll get a free gift and 25% off your first order at Thrive Market. Thanks again to them, and thank you for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next video.